welcome to our yarn preview video for issue 8. I am Hannah-Lisa, one of the two hosts of this YouTube channel. The other one is my wonderful dear friend and colleague Claire, and I will be guiding you through our new yarns, some old favorites today that we are adding to our portfolio for issue 8. And I'm really excited about them because they are absolutely beautiful and really, really stunning. And I hope you love them as much as I do. The selection of these yarns and which yarns we decided to carry, because we don't have the capacity to carry all of the yarns of all of the beautiful patterns in issue 8, was a really fun process. And I thought I would start with just sharing a little bit about how we did it. Because we actually, for the first time ever, involved our wonderful flock of magazine subscribers in the selection process. So a few months ago, I put together a survey with first pattern glimpses and yarn information, and I asked them to vote for the patterns that they would be most likely casting on, and then letting me know which colorways of those particular yarns, if they wanted to purchase them, would be their favorites. And that voting process was the basis for the new yarns that we carried. So the ones that we carried are basically the top votes. And I am just really excited. Like, it was such a fun collaborative process, and I hope everyone who participated in it enjoyed it. Everyone who hears about this the first time and is a subscriber is excited about doing it for issue 9. So yeah, I really loved it. Speaking of subscribers, the yarns that I'm about to show you will have been available to subscribers already for our early access launch. One of the perks of being a magazine subscriber is you get first dibs on the new yarns that we carry. And they will go into our web shop on September 1st. So depending on when you're watching this, they might be live already. And yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to start by grabbing one of the two boxes of yarns. The first yarn that I am going to start with is Live in the Long Grass Highland DK. So this is a super, absolutely beautiful yarn that has great stitch definition. It's excellent for cables, and it is also dyed in a stunning range of colors. Let's talk a little bit more about the makeup of this yarn, and then I'll show you the colorways that we have available. So it is, like all our yarns, completely non-superwash, and it is made of a mix of Corriedale Merino and other sheep breeds that live on the Peruvian highlands, because that is where the fleeces for this yarn are sourced from. In terms of sustainability, what I really like about this yarn is that the yarn is spun up at a local mill that is pretty close to the farms where the fleeces are sourced from. And they do that very intentionally because they want to help and promote and support the local economy, which I really appreciate. Then the yarn is sent over to Ireland to the lovely Live in the Long Grass team, where it's then hand dyed in their studio. And the colorways they're just really good. Like, they're all very glowing, which I love about a yarn, but there's also something in there for everyone. So I really, really like it. It is a DK weight. I don't know if I already said that. Comes in at 225 meters on 100 grams. So a classic DK weight. And yeah, it's really good for everything with texture. But I think because the colorways are so stunning, it would also be really nice in just a very simple sweater. This colorway that I picked out is called Autumn. And I think this is perfect. Like, it's the embodiment of autumn. It's so nice. Like, super, super duper nice. Just really beautiful, glowing caramel brown basically the color of fall leaves. Very pretty. We also have a really gorgeous neutral that is not quite gray. It's gray with like a pink bluish blush to it, if that makes sense. This is silica, and it is really like, it is such a pretty shade. Like if you're looking for a neutral that's a little bit different, this is perfect. It's definitely on the cooler side. And I think it is very beautiful. Speaking of the cooler side, I couldn't resist adding this one because I think it's such a stunning sort of sea glass blue green. This is Mountain Path. Oh, it's Mountain Creek. Mountain Creek or Mountain Path? This says Mountain Path. And it's this really gorgeous blue with a hint of green in it, almost a little bit turquoise, and I think it's very, very pretty. It will look great with dark blue jeans. Absolutely stunning. The next colorway that I want to show you is Thistle. And Thistle is a really good mustardy yellowy green, more on the green side than on the yellow side, as you can see. Very pretty, very much on trend right now. Oast, which is basically the color that I made one of my all-time favorite sweaters in. It was a different yarn, but it is a very similar color. It's a really pretty pink that I honestly think of this as a neutral. Like this works so well with almost everything in my wardrobe. So if you're like me and your wardrobe consists of black and blue and gray, this is a wonderful addition. It's a really, really nice pink. And wrapping things up is not is such a great color. I don't even know how to describe it because it's not brown and it's not burgundy and it's not red, but it's all of those things at once. Does that make sense? Take a look for yourself. It's just really good. Like it's a really, really beautiful, also very, very, very wearable color. So yeah, here you can see them all together. The beautiful Life of the Long Grass Highland DK colors that we now carry. Next up in line, Lani Vandel's A Chic Blend. So we've been working with Lani Vandele for I think at least 4 to 5 years, and published a couple of designs in their yarns. But I've never knit with their yarns before, and like this definitely has to be on my needles because it's so soft, and I just love the story behind it. So Lani Vandele's yarns are all entirely sourced and produced in Italy, which is also where they're based and where they're dyeing their yarns. And I really like that they are trying to source as local as possible and minimize their transport footprint as well. While also just taking advantage of all of the beautiful fibers that Italy has to offer. So a chic blend is a mix of 60% Aberdeen's wool, 20% alpaca, and 20% mohair. And it creates an insanely soft, very lustrous yarn. It's just very pretty. Like really, really nice. It's a true fingering weight, so it comes in at about 225 meters for 50 grams. And it's a 2-ply. It's really nice. We carry it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colorways. The first one that I'm showing you is called Canela, which is a really beautiful rusty orange. It's like burnt orange. Then we have Marron Glacé, the millennial pink of our dreams. Not quite, but like a very pretty dusty pink, which has like, it's so clear that this has been dyed on gray, like because there's so much depth to it. I really like this. I think it's very, very beautiful pink. Um, we also have a lovely blue, which is called Selva. And this very much reminds me of glacier lakes. So I don't know why, but it's just a really beautiful, again, slightly veering into turquoise, green, blue. Very, very good. Bergamotto is a stunning luminous green. Like this is such a great green. And I think, you know what? Like what I always find surprising is there aren't that many great greens out there. And this one is definitely on the yellow side of green, but a true green. And it's just so well made. Like it's so good. I could totally make a sweater in this. Such a beautiful color. And then the last one that we have is for the neutral lovers out there. Pan di Sensero is a gorgeous caramelly brown. Also very, very pretty. So those are the four colors together. I think they look so nice, like such a nice color combination. L'Anivendole is a chic blend. Spun, sourced, hand dyed in Italy. Very, very beautiful. Next up is a yarn that's traveled over the channel to us from my beloved Edinburgh. Yay! Ginger Twist Studios Masha Mayhem DK is hand dyed by the wonderful Jessica of Ginger Twist, which is an adorable little yarn shop in Edinburgh. And so, I mean, as I said, she hand dyes her own yarn, and it is a true DK weight, a 2-ply that is incredibly versatile, and especially in her hand dyed colors, I think like any sweater that you want to make in it is going to be a standout piece. The color that I grabbed out of my basket, the first one, is called Water of Leaf, and it is an absolutely gorgeous blue with tiny hints of green in there. We also have a stunning olive. Like this is such a great colorway. Shows up a little bit too brown on the screen, but if you're looking at the listing on the website, you'll see that it is a dark green and an olive that's called Factory Girls. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. We also can resist to add something that's true fall-like, crunchy leaves. The name, come on, how could you resist? So beautiful burnt orange. And then we do have two neutrals. One is a very pretty dark brown, ginger snap. And then the other one is an undyed au naturel gray. So those are the colors. And there you can actually see the difference between Factory Girls, which is the green, and Ginger Snap, which is the brown. Yeah. So very, very, very pretty. Alrighty, I am going to quickly put those yarns back in their basket, pop them up onto the shelf again, and then get the next ones. This yarn is not a new yarn. We've carried this for a while, but The voting for this was so strong that we decided to stock up on our colorway range and also make kits for this, for the design in issue 8. And so I'm quickly going to show you the new colorways that we got. We also restocked some of the old colorways, but we got a few new ones. Or wait, let me actually start with like the restock colorways that everyone I think was missing. I should maybe just tell you what the yarn is. What is this even, Annalisa? So Mominoki Yarns Fin Wool, wonderful 100% Fin Wool yarn that is sourced and spun in Finland and then transported to Berlin, where it is lovingly hand dyed by Shihiro and Lasse of Mominoki Yarn. And they dye all of their dyed bases on this natural gray, which in itself is a stunning color. And because they dye on the natural gray, all of their other colorways are incredibly beautiful and have a lot of depth. So this is a little bit on the heavier fingering weight side, 360 meters to 100 grams. Worsted spun, holds up really well, beautiful sock yarn. Natural gray. We've carried this before. We've just gotten a big restock. Same as with Dusty Rose, that always sells out super fast, as does Curry, but we also have that back in stock. And Dark Navy, which I'm really excited about because we haven't had that for quite a while, for I would say almost a year. We did add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new colorways that are all fall inspired. And I'm going to start with this one, Prune. Prune is a beautiful purple, very much on the gray side. Just look at how these look together. Is this gorgeous? So as much as I love this yarn for socks, like a colorwork sweater in these, that look great. Super nice. So Prune, a very beautiful gray purple. Honey, a very warm golden, what is this? Orange yellow maybe. That just reminds me of that golden fall light, like when you're out in the woods and the leaves are golden and then the sunlight filters through the leaves. That's what this color reminds me of. Shadow, which is such a great neutral. It's a dark gray, slightly variegated, but very, very slightly, and extremely pretty. Extremely pretty. And we also, for the first time, carried 2 greens. So we have an olive green that's aptly named Olive. I'm going to put it next to the other green so that you can actually see the difference. Olive, for some reason, seems to be really hard to be picked up by the camera. So this is, again, more brown than it actually is. It is more like that color in that shawl, but really, in reality, than how it shows up here. This color shows up very true, though. This is evergreen, a lovely, very jewel-like dark green with blue undertones. So, yeah, these are the new colorways that we got, plus a big restock of a lot of the old favorite colorways. And I hope you love them as much as I do. Yeah, as I said, these yarns are available now in our web shop, or I don't even know if now is right, because I think we might actually be publishing this a little early so that you can put together a little shopping list if you're so inclined. So they will be, excuse me, going live in our web shop on September 1st. Or if you're a subscriber, you will have had the chance to get your hands on those yarns already. If that is something that you would like in the future, maybe a magazine subscription is for you. Otherwise, I hope you really enjoy our new yarn selection. If you have any questions on any of the yarns, post them down below. We're more than happy to always help. Bye.